Welcome back to the zombie apocalypse. As kind of planned in one of in the last episode, I think I'm gonna head out here today in order to return to McCoy's. So the plan is to have a look at the warehouses there, see what we can loot, clear out all the zombies that were there, or most of them at least, and probably dismantle a couple of the cars over there. Maybe siphon some gas? I'm not even sure. I don't think I have any empty gas cans. Although, you know, we have the Fallas Lake gas station. We have a bunch of filled up gas cans. We're good. Now I decided to not bring the trailer, even though we're looting a big warehouse. This might be a mistake later down the road. But I really wanted the faster speed, since the trailer seems to slow us down fairly significantly. I don't think I've tried the trailer since I actually spent some time pumping up all the tires, seeing if that's actually any better. Oop, I'm sorry. But we'll have to see. Alright, for now, I'm gonna head over there and I'll catch you somewhere along the road. Oh, we're coming through that little other modded town on the way, and looks like we have to plow our way through a couple zombies here. I think this is called Flaherty or something like that, if I remember correctly. And it's really just a little collection of buildings there. Now one of them is a school, so that's kind of tempting to come back for some more of the books we need. But at the moment the main focus is still going to be to get to McCoy's here. And So dismantling some cars and getting the welding up so I can actually... I don't even know what I hit there. So I can get into the vehicle repair a little bit more. Like, we have the mechanic skill for most vehicle repairs, but many of the repair actions also need welding. Some levels of welding to actually be in any reasonable way successful. So we really need to get onto that. Before we come into the action area. Anyway, there's also still a bunch of bricks down here at that construction site, and there's a few more brick construction projects I wanted to do in the base. I'll have to do that at some point. Alright, before we get fully into it here, let's make ourselves a nice little breakfast salad. Yes, game, fish, and beef is a salad. Did I not? Oh, I just don't have my water in my main inventory. That's an easy fix. Okay. Second, I thought I forgot to fill up my water. How far away are we from the main part of the facility? A fair bit. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna kill zombies here. I'm just gonna drive around. Surely leaving some runners behind me. It's not gonna cause any problems later down the road. So my main interest is gonna be the actual warehouses all the way in the north. Okay, I guess we're gonna get out here. The meat cleaver's ready to go, even though I was not super happy with them last time. Couple zombies coming in here. That's one of the things I wanna upgrade or repair our muffler, so we're not always calling in half the neighborhood as soon as we drive up. Really super slow here. One of all the fast guys ran to the place where we had the car alarm the first time around. Though if I remember correctly, we drove behind those warehouses, so we never actually been between these two buildings. I think I wanna take a quick rest, and I also wanna check that we have some spare weapons in the backpack. Cool. I wish you could somehow get the rest icon to show up in the car. Like, telling me I can sit on the ground and then it shows up, but I can't sit on in the car seat. The other thing, so when I was planning for today's episode, I was thinking, you know what, we also wanted to go to Grapeseed, that Rick mentioned. I did say I wanted to explore some of the modded locations, and what have I been doing? Fallas Lake and McCoy's. But yeah, one thing at a time. It's like overwhelmed with choice when we hit the 100-day marker here. No fatigue yet. Also, apparently we're losing condition just as quickly as we're losing sharpness. So at least I don't have to sharpen my blade here. I'm out of the building. Be nice if you could actually see inside to get an idea of how many are in there. Yeah, there are zombies in there. That's all I can say. Definitely zombies in there. I do not want you to start banging the fence. Man, do I... No. Yeah, that got the whole group moving. Even just two zombies banging a little bit on the fence. I'm a little bit concerned what's behind me, and now we're probably gonna create more fence bangers. Ah, God. Not doing a banger of a job here. Oh. What did the poor fence ever do to you? Oh, you're out of breath? Okay. Well, I guess banging is banging. Not much I can do about this now. Walk away. Just walk away. We actually might have already killed most of what they can attract with that banging. I'm resting here. God damn it. First they all come at me and now they all walk away. They can't really make up their minds. I think we can take on these guys. Well, maybe not all at once, but without having to take another break, that is. Use it with all the hardhead construction workers all having that little satchel. A trend I missed in the 90s. Take those. The muscle strain. But we're also kinda getting into cleanup territory here. Just a few friends inside. Technically there's also not even the building I want to get into. I mean, it has a nice storage room up here in that corner, I think. Taking a break. Should have just should have had a sit down. Here's the thing. I'm curious which of these vehicles don't have gas and which ones we want to deconstruct and which ones we actually want to keep. Like this one is in good condition. That's might be good for spare parts and stuff. That one looks a little bit beat up. Look at the door and the back. Also has gas in it. Again, maybe gas is just not that interesting anymore. We have 2 gas stations that we can more or less just use whenever we feel like it. I think I might just here, as a little bit of a combat break, grab my welding gear and just outright destroy that bull driver. Yeah, there's 3 units of gas in there. Whatever. Really just curious. Oh, first of all, let's sharpen this blade because it needs it. Then let's see, welding. We are at 94. Puts us at 142. Okay. High of 50 XP. So we're gonna need 4 more cars. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, so this is a mod. Like normally you can only destroy wrecked cars or the burnt out cars. And this is a mod that allows you to dismantle any car you want. And it drops the stuff that's in the trunk, etc. on the ground, so you're not losing anything. Well, you're losing a perfectly good car, but I'm okay with that. The weapon bag out. Get that bag on. Put that stuff in the bag. Not much to do here, but get a couple zombies. I'm kind of a little bit amazed. I always have to remind myself that yes, we started with 0 hit fitness, 0 strength. We barely take on 2 zombies at a time. Just this relatively quickly. I'm just going for the hordes. I just want to have a little bit safety around here, so we're gonna go out of my way to kill these 3 guys over here. I wonder if he actually doesn't hear me because of the air protection. That would be quite funny if they actually modeled it like that. gotta take another break after this little group. Still quite some work to do before we can start looting these buildings. So, kind of just waiting for the muscle strain to die down a little bit. So I'm just gonna grab the vehicle, drive over the parking lots, and maybe take care of another car or two. Now, if my goal is eventually to get a big old car collection, then I think I want to keep these two alive. This is a very common vehicle type, even though this was the best condition one, man. You know what? This is also not uncommon. First things first. Will actually be responsible with my gas. Siphen that out of this one. Not too fast. It's fully refilled. Nobody coming in. I'm really tempted to let's just get it over with, even though this is a not so common car type. I still think they're common enough. Let's just get it over with. Don't be super picky. There we go, welding level 3. Well, honestly, one of the main reasons, though, I also wanted to have welding level 3, is one of the modded reasons. So if we throw everything back in here, just go inside and then I can show you. Beehives. We have the beehive mod, but in order to build a beehive, we needed welding level 3, which we have now. So once we get back to base, we can have our own bees, get our own honey, make some honey glazed rabbit meat or something like that. First of all, more zombies. I probably should have sharpened my blade first, because it's a little bit dull. We move. We should keep an eye out for anyone carrying the key to this place. It's a little bit like a key player now. Yeah, we have 2 guys on the left when we're driving by. Maybe it's open? It is open. Right, so here's something I wanted to test out, and we'll see if that actually works. So I have this wonderful mod for the home inventory, right? Which basically I created a zone back at base around my bookshelves, and this way I can always see what I have in these bookshelves. And so when I'm out there, I know which kind of books I can create, then I need to pick up, and which ones I already have at base. Now, what happens, so I have my book home zone, what happens if I create a new home zone, quote unquote, not there, let's cancel, no, cancel. Add a new zone. I know how this game works. Oh, it automatically unpauses the game. That's kind of weird. And say, this is my new home zone. Zone 2. Then I say, sort by zone. Then I know all the loot that's in here without looking into a single crate. Does that help me in any way? I mean, so it helps me in one way. If stuff that I don't pick up today, I know then, oh yeah, there's still 10 boxes of nails in that warehouse that I didn't pick up. Oh, I can also click on it, and then you go to the box that has the nails. Except you don't. Car battery charger. No, it just goes to the center of the zone, I think. So this is just a test. I'm not sure I'm going to do this in every single big warehouse that I get into. I think... Oh, there's a sledgehammer in here. I think kind of defeats a little bit the purpose of looting. I like the walking from crate to crate and checking what's inside. On the other hand, once we're leaving, then putting a zone around it just to remember what's left in there. So when I ever say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna need a screwdriver. Are there any screwdrivers anywhere? And it's like, yeah. You have like 11 screwdrivers back at zone 2. Or in this case, I would probably rename the zone to McCoy whatever zone. Anyway, do we start looting? I think I need to check behind the building still. And I want to probably clear around this building too before we start loading up. Apparently, there are 19 boxes of nails in this one, so that's gonna fuel our construction needs back at base. Quite a while. We might finally finish that road up to the barn. The question is whether or not creating these zones and the game keeping track of all the items is gonna be in any way detrimental to performance. I don't know how exactly the mod tracks it, because, I mean, the game has to track that already, right? There's probably a couple guys inside. Let's make sure this one here, outside area, is clear. Good. I guess the whole creating a zone is a little bit cheaty in case of it probably tracks even what's in these boxes that you can't reach at the side. So you can then make a decision on whether or not you want to go all the way through. There. Nobody in here. So with that in mind, it's 4 PM. That should give us some time to get in there. Pok. And yes, it's really mostly about boxes of nails for me, and probably any sort of access that we find. Let's leave the engine running. So who cares about fumes, eh? Yeah, I'm gonna start looting. I'm not sure. But look at that. We found the one sledgehammer here. First thing. We know there's only one in this place. One hatchet. We can just replace the handle, no big deal. Okay, I'm gonna look through most of the crates here. I'm probably not gonna bother getting to the back crates. It's probably more stuff here than we can carry in one trip anyway, and as long as I get like 10, 12 boxes of nails, I'm gonna be more than happy. And between these two warehouses, I'm somewhat confident that we'll get those, even if some of them will be in the back in unreachable crates. Look at that, 3 boxes right here. I don't think we need any books from here. I think we can only find maintenance and carpentry, which we have at level 10, both of them. Ooh, canteens though. Canteens are great. New water bottle. Alright, let me see what I can find here. First warehouse is done. We got ourselves a carton of screws, 2 extra boxes, and 14 boxes of nails, which we can turn into a carton of nails. Save some of that storage space. Alright, let's drive into the second one. See what we can get from here. Ooh, we should probably... Yeah, let's take care of these zombies there. Done? We're done. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, probably. Oh, you know what? Mining helmet that can light us in the dark. Same thing as before. Any access? Any nails? I think with a carton and some loose screws boxes, we're good. So I'm not gonna pick that up. You know, spare tire pump. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more looting here. Second warehouse done. We have 2 full carton of nails, 24 boxes of nails. Well, you think those are not enough? Alright, how about 5 extra boxes of nails here on the back seat? Hang on, I forgot to mention we have another carton of nails, so another 12 boxes here. Yeah, we're good on nails, I think. I will add another home inventory zone here into this warehouse. Then we're going to rename this to North. Rename this into McCoy's South. This way, if I'm ever looking for something, I can say, yeah, okay, do we have, you know, if I'm running out of nails, I can always say, hey, there's another 10 boxes in the McCoy South warehouse. Apparently there's also 3 cartons. Oh, is it, does it count the ones in my car here? Yeah, rear right seat, trunk storage. Yeah, okay, never mind. Alright, this, I hope it then registers as I'm driving out of the zone, that I'm no longer part of the zone, otherwise this is going to be completely useless. Oh, good sir. Working late? Come on, it's past 8. You should be heading home to your zombie family. Have a little zombie dinner. Okay, last check here. So now, if I'm going for nails, it still says they're on the rear right seat in the McCoy South warehouse. Yeah, that's not going to be helpful. You know, it's good. I think we're just gonna remove these. I mean, the solution is to just create those zones while the car is not inside, and also, most importantly, I'm not inside, so it doesn't, you know, include my inventory in the zone inventory. But I also think it's kind of a niche use of that mod. That being said, there's definitely been situations in the past where something like that would have been helpful, where I was like, oh no, I need red paint to paint my, because I want to paint my building red. Was there any red paint left in that warehouse? And then I can just look in the list rather than having to look through every single box for a 15th time. I remember, especially like in our Louisville run, I had a lot of runs back to certain warehouses because now I was looking for a different item that I wasn't looking for the last time. So maybe it's in that warehouse. And yeah, having just an inventory list of the places you've been to and that you've properly looted, but you just weren't looking for that specific item, might be nice. Alright, I'm gonna head back to base. Yeah, probably gonna be asleep through the night. We should have... Well, we should have picked up some of that metal from the cars we dismantled, but it's not like we have much storage space left here. Like the trunk is full, the back seats are full. Dodging the power pole there. Not right through. I was like a little bit disappointed with this place in terms of vehicles that you can see. Like there's that thing, and that's pretty much it. But we'll get here at some point. But I think the next trip. So I want to let Palace Lake. I want to let the corpses despawn a little bit. So we're not gonna go back there. In the next couple days, I want to head out to Grapeseed to that big old mansion where we plundered the garden the other day and see what we can find there. But first of all, let's head back to base, sleep through the night, and then in the morning we're gonna see what's the deal with the beehive. And maybe make some other plans for construction work. I'll see you back at base. And that concludes our day here. Did a little exercise here as usual in the evening. 500 XP, 800 strength, 500 fitness. We're getting there, we're getting there. Alright, before we do anything else though, one important thing we obviously have to do here. Gotta pay up. Can't just loot 2 buildings and not pay for it, right? Okay. Might have to pick up my backpack first. Two. Ten buildings looted. On the bright side though, we also crossed the 2000 kill threshold. So kinda staying ahead of the curve. Kinda killing what we have to pay as we go along. Alright, I kinda wanna get rid of the old plastic water bottles, and we're now fully in canteen territory. Cool. You can go away. One more level of strength, you know, and then at normal strength levels, it's gonna be all better. Alright, so, beehive. We're gonna need the welding torch, we're gonna need some planks, we have nails, we're gonna need 4 small steel sheets. Welding torch. It didn't say I need the mask, but let's pack that in. Somewhere here, there's 2 small steel sheets. There's one more. Boom. We need some wood. Yeah, I could just, you know, sort out these logs, but these are, for now at least, gonna be my dividers on the parking lot. Okay, and obviously the beehive should be near the crops, because I'm fairly certain it gives an actually a grow bonus to crops. So I don't know what the center is gonna be. 7 rows, and it's gotta be in, I guess here. What did I miss? Oh, it's 8 planks. Thought it was only 4 planks. My back. So this should be roughly in the center. 50 building XP, alright. Interesting. So what can we do here? No bees. Missing bees. And these are frames. I did find some bees from foraging at some point. So we have those stored away in the hut. Look, it doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Frames. Beehive basic frame. Planks, couple small handles. Okay. Yeah, ran around the base, collected a bunch of materials. So we now have 10 empty frames. Just a couple more leftover small handles. Perfectly into this place. So. I guess I could have also just taken the bees with me. They're safely stowed away, I think, in here. Bee. Honeybee. So, frames in. No idea what the reason would be to not just put 6 frames in, unless you're short on materials. Can I not put both in? I just want to make a second one then. Plants count 2. So slide grows to plants in a 5x5 area. Okay. Well, that's not big. That's not big at all. And there's this 1.9. Sleep at night. Stop working when too hot or cold. Stop working in bad weather. Weather seems to be good temperature, good no rainfall, I guess. Okay, alright. Yeah, I guess that's the bees. Well, we'll have to see what the effect's gonna be. Like a small growth bonus. I'm not sure how big that. Like maybe it saves you a day or so. And actually getting something out of it. I wonder if I can pick this thing. Okay, so I would have to probably remove the bees and the frames if I want to move it somewhere else. Okay, there's a little pickup icon. So I don't think the number of plants you hit has an effect on the speed of the bees, although I wish it would tell me where this 1.9 is coming from. I really wanna either plant more crops, which again it's August. I think the only thing we have seeds wise that would be more lettuce. I think lettuce is like, it's not even good month in August, but it's a you can plant it month. I will let it right a little bit. I might build a second hive here between episodes. For now though, I think we're gonna put a cut in here. I'm gonna need to decide where I actually want to build the main complex here in this base. If it's gonna be closer to the entrance so we don't have to drive that much, if it's gonna be like over here. I also had the idea of building something, you know, I'm kind of looking at this area, and then a sky bridge across the road, and also this area. I want to build big freaking mansion, multiple floors. We have the nails for it now. I think I'm not going to start building anything. I'm open to suggestions on where we want to build the main structure. Like, it could be something across here. So we actually use this part of the roundabout. I definitely want to build a little bit of a gatehouse at the entrance, but that's going to be separate anyway. There's also an argument to be made to build it more here, so we're closer to the crafting stations. But this complex is always going to be big. There's always going to be long ways, especially when it comes to taking care of our animals that are all the way up in the north. But I've been starting to use the bicycle now for the in-base trips, and it's actually quite fun. So almost as good as having a separate car that you use when driving around base. Anyway, I was going to put a cut in here, so I will do exactly that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.